There's a load of Hollywood films coming out inspired or connected to photojournalism. There was a Civil War film telling the tale of a rogue band of journalists travelling through an America at war with itself. So it's nice to see how they champion the role of the photographer by using AI to generate the movie posters. There's the life of photographer Lee Miller coming soon, with the title role going to Kate Winslet. But today it's all about manly man stuff. Yeah, we're talking about Bikeriders. None of that Kate Winslet or Kirsten Dunst nonsense here. Brum brum. The Bikeriders movie tells the tale of a gang of bikers, the Vandals, from the point of view of a young student photographer called Danny Lyons. And yeah, loads of famous celebs in it, obviously actors you know and love. But the cool thing is, it's actually true in a way because it's based on the work of a photojournalist called Danny Lyons. And the reason the film got on my radar was some amazing stills photography put out about the film itself. And as regular viewers might know, I'm somewhat obsessed with film stills photography, so I thought I'd go check the book out. And yeah, it looks absolutely amazing. The book is called Vandals, The Photography of the Bikeriders, and here's the blurb. Acclaimed photographer Brian Schutmatt visited the set of Jeff Nichols' film The Bikeriders to create an extraordinary series of photographs that were inspired by Danny Lyons' original book. That photography has been combined with the work of unit photographer Carl Bono Kaplan and cinematographer Adam Stone to create a classic book of photography. Now, I thought about buying that photo book, but after looking at the photos online and thinking about it, and you know what, I didn't. I bought the actual book that the film was based on instead. Yeah, The Bikeriders by Danny Lyons. And the reason was, is as much as I love stills photography on film sets, I love like photojournalism and documentary photography even more. And the more I looked online at the photos of those famous actors kind of posturing as like bikers in bars, I just thought, they look a bit like hot cops from Arrested Development. Like, you know, it's like these, I don't know, do you know, if you don't know hot cops are basically these like strippers in Arrested Development who dress like cops, and now and again they're like asked to be like tough guys. So they'll be dressed up as tough guys and causing trouble, and it just looks a bit ridiculous, you know. And I thought, with my love of the real, I've got to go this way. So yeah, this episode I'm actually reviewing the book, The Bikeriders by Danny Lyons, and I'm not reviewing the Vandals book, the stills photography of the film. So yeah, here we go. So The Bikeriders by Danny Lyon. My other camera is in for repair, so I'm using my funky phone to do this, and I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, first thing that I pointed out is when I got the book, I felt a bit shortchanged. I was like, wow, this is a really tiny book. What's going on? Are they just trying to save money, blah, blah. The actual point is this is actual proper re-edition. It says here at the top, this is exactly how the book looked when it was first published in 1968, which is kind of cool. And, you know, it would have been nice if it was bigger because a lot of the shots are like horizontals in kind of a portrait style book. But you know what? If this is how it was, this is how it was. And I think it's kind of cool they kept it that way. And unfortunately, it was a book that came out and didn't really get much acclaim. Like, no one really knew about it. It's kind of unheard of. And what's really amazing is the amount of text in here. Danny Lyons did a load of writing and a load of interviews. He really put the journalism in photojournalism. And yeah, just straight into it now. So some nice portraits, some nice moments. These were kind of meetups and track meets of the racers and bikers, but yeah, they're okay. I mean, this shot is amazing. This is such a banger. And again, it's a sense of depth. He does this a lot throughout the book. So you've got a foreground element, you've got the bikers all lined up here, and you've got the trees as a nice curve. It gives us a nice sense of depth. Nice kind of informal portrait here as well. Again, similar tricks. So the bikes are all at the front. You've got all these bikers sort of in the background at the top. But again, it's composing from like to the top to the bottom of the frame and vice versa. Lots of people, when they photograph, they'll sort of go from left to right. And obviously you can go up and down as well. Again, similar thing. So in the foreground element, lots going on here. That's a nice composition, but it's not just his frame there. He's moved up and he's caught this group as well and the curved fence. You know, you're joining elements together to make a more interesting composition. Nice curve of the track here and the bikers all lined up. But yeah, and real, like this nice moment here. I mean, that's obviously Danny reflected in the window and the kid reacting to him. This guy caked in mud. Nice moment at the top here. And that's the thing, it's like, these are real. This is real stuff. I mean, this is really trippy. So these are photos of the Chicago Outlaw Motorcycle Club. And this guy, Johnny Davis, who was one of them, he is obsessed with Marlon Brando, like Marlon Brando's performance in The Wild One, where he played a biker. So he then kind of became a biker, and then decades later they made a film about bikers based on these guys. It's that weird kind of art imitating life, life imitating art kind of Kundalini going on there. Pretty cool. And nice that the scrapbook stuff was included in the book. Yeah, there's not many photos in this book. I think I counted, I think there's only 40 photographs. So again, if you're thinking about making a photo book, you don't need a huge amount. Few photos in the book of the kind of bikers going along, whether he shot that from the back of a bike himself, probably, right? Or it could have been a couple, yeah, probably a back of a bike, you know. Really cool, really nice, really sort of, you know, feel it. You feel like you're there. And some nice portraits as well, and not kind of posed, you know. And I think that was my problem with some of the photos from the kind of Vandals book of the film of the Bikeriders. It's all these kind of very glamorous and attractive Hollywood actors leaning around, being tough guys, and, you know, this is for real. It just has a different quality. There they go. Lovely portrait here, again. There's a couple of square format. I'm guessing he shot square format as well, so it's nice. It has a very different aesthetic that I kind of like. The mirrors going on, the framing, and then this beautiful double portrait here of the kind of lovely atmospheric, of the kind of mist, whatever's going on. It's like bright sun and mist and fog at the same time. Pretty cool. Couple of dudes snogging, I think, as you do. These guys here in their gear, almost looking like twins with a nice duck's arse teddy boy kind of haircut going on, but pre-teddy boy. These two photos are like incredible. They're some of my favourite in the book. Like, look at the kind of composition here. This is all negative space, but it's the field, it's the dandelions and wildflowers, and they're all arranged, but it's a clear view. There's not houses in the background, it's a clear sky, and each one of these people just stands out. Amazing. On the other side, he's got this thing where he's kind of going top to bottom. You've got the bikes, you've got the people in the windows, and outlaws territory written on the building is perfectly cropped in. Look at it. Fantastic stuff. I mean, this looks like a film still, right? Kind of cool. Again, this whole thing of like composing, I hope I can get this to express it more clearly now. It's like composing across the frame. So it's not like he's composing it, you know, kind of left to right, here's a thing, here's a thing, here's a thing. He sort of does it up and down across the composition. So here we've got this curtain obscuring it, nice depth of field, through the window, sort of spying on these guys, lots going on. And again, this could have been a really poser moment, but it's not. It feels more candid. He's knelt down, he's checking out the bike, and the kind of stripe of the white and black on the wall is mirrored almost like by the stripes on the seat. It's nice. It feels natural. It feels, yeah, it feels real, because it was real, right? Again, fun use of mirrors here. So you're having this lovely setup with a mirror, and you're seeing the guy reflected who's on the bike, but you're seeing kind of what he's seeing and all the bikes and the people. I've been doing a new zine recently, old work from 2012 Olympics, and there's some like famous athletes swamped by people at a shopping mall. And I looked at all these people, and in the reflection of someone I think's camera or camera phone, you can see a kid's face perfectly reflected. So just a fun, happy accident. But anyway, yeah, mirrors, man, mirrors. So think about that when you're next out shooting. You know, real camaraderie here. You know, he was a biker. You really feel that in it. And man, you know, I think they tried to recreate that scene as one of the stills in the film. But like it's the famous like Elvis actor kind of looking around and obviously making use of that face. Where in this shot, you don't see the face of the biker. You know, it's something iconic. It becomes like an everyman. It's like he is the bike rider, right? And then on the other side, again, brutally real, it's a funeral. They're carrying a coffin, they're rolling their levers, and it just says Renegade's funeral. Like, probably died in a motorcycle accident, God knows what. It's pretty grim, and it's real. So again, this is why I had to get the Bikeriders by Danny Lyons. I didn't pick up the Vandals stills photography. And the other thing that sets it apart, man, is look at all those interviews. Like, Danny Lyons did a great job of interviewing all these bikers, and I haven't seen the film The Vandals. I spend a lot of time in this cellar, and I'm just hoping they made use of this, man. This is amazing. And that's the wonderful thing, and it's a tough time in that, you know, photojournalism just doesn't really exist anymore, and it's an incredible job that's incredibly hard, that you're not paid very well for, and yet now and again in points in history, like just this week, with Donald Trump getting like nearly assassinated, people are like, oh, photography's amazing, what an amazing decisive moment. We're still, yeah, we know it's amazing, guys, just like pay us, get us to do it, we'll do it. So yeah, pick up this book, go check it out. Some great photojournalism, went totally under the radar at the time of its publication in '68, and it's the real deal. So who really shot the Bikeriders? Danny Lyons really shot the Bikeriders.